welcome to our today's session. Very exciting to welcome you all today with us. My name is Alina. I'm an Education USA advisor and I represent Education USA Regional, as you might know already. So Education USA Regional is doing monthly webinars, which we hope are very useful to our students. We have a lot of undergraduate and graduate students who are benefiting from them. And if you are a new person that have recently subscribed or is watching us now and is interested about the application process for the studies in the US, we would be super glad and super happy to help you during this application process and during this phase because it's a super challenging one. And if you'll have any questions related to that, please let us know. You can easily go on our website and subscribe for all the other events, see all the resources we offer to you, and of course our regional advisors would be more than happy to assist you with a consultation or with any advice you need. Okay, so I already said that we are doing those monthly webinars for which we have a lot of feedback and a lot of interest from you. And the topic that we have for our today's session, it's also a super general topic, but a super interesting one because today we're gonna have a lot of co-presenters for this presentation. And you already know, I think Sean from St. John's University. We have done a lot of webinars with him, but today he is with his team. So we're gonna talk about business, health sciences, medicine, law, computing, and psychology in the US. So I'm just gonna give the floor to Sean, and he'll just gonna present all the co-presenters we have for our today's session, and then we just can go on with the presentation. And I think we have also Fazil here, which we would appreciate if she or he will turn her camera on, so we can just go on with the presentation. Good, Sean, the floor is yours.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much, Alina. It's a real pleasure to be back here with you all. Last time I was here, we were talking about, why study in the United States of America and finding the right fit university for you. Today's session is a lot more concrete and detailed. We're going to be talking about some of the academic offerings, some of the majors and programs available at St. John's University. And as Alina said, today I'm joined by a few of my colleagues. We have Daniel Rubin from our Peter J. Tobin College of Business. He'll talk about some of our undergraduate business programs, as well as some dual degree opportunities in business at St. John's University. James Croft, who's here to talk about our legal programs, primarily legal studies and different pathways into the legal profession. And I'm also joined by Dr. Kathleen Murphy, who's here to talk about our College of Health Science programs. So thank you all for being here today. With that, I'm going to start the slides up here. We will be talking about a few other programs as well. We're going to talk about psychology, and we are also going to be talking about computer science and other computing programs. Again, this is St. John's University. These are all the programs we'll talk about today. St. John's is based in New York City. We're a large university with multiple colleges that were broken down into, and today you're going to have the chance to hear from several of them. Really positive outcomes from the class of 2024, with over 90% of our students or our graduates being employed directly or indirectly in their desired field within 6 months of graduation. We work very closely with top employers in the New York City area and around the world. Employment and career services is really one of the things that St. John's does best for our students. We're looking to educate students with practical degrees leading to job opportunity. And just a shot of an overhead shot of our beautiful over 100-acre campus. This is in New York City, believe it or not. So with that, I'm going to pass the microphone over to Daniel Rubin from business. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Sean. The Tobin College of Business is home to approximately 2,000 undergrads and 600 graduate students. They are enrolled in a variety of different majors at the undergraduate level here. You can see those majors listed. We have everything that you would expect from a business program: accountancy, general business, business analytics, economics, finance, international management, management, marketing. And I want to highlight a couple of programs, two of which I think students coming in don't normally think of when they're thinking of business schools, and those are actuarial science and risk management and insurance. Those are majors that are run out of our Greenberg School of Risk Management, which is a named program within the Tobin College of Business, very highly ranked, very lucrative career field, and it's definitely something worth considering. Our risk management and insurance program is ranked 11th in the country. I also want to make note of our finance program, which is ranked number 45, and business is 109th overall. We have great interest from our undergraduate student body in pursuing graduate education, and we have a few opportunities available to those students. We have a 4+1 fast track program where you would come to the Tobin College of Business, and in your fourth year of undergraduate study, you would be able to take courses that double count towards your undergraduate and your graduate degree. Generally, it's 12 credits that you would take that would kind of double count. So you would be able to leave the Tobin College of Business in a 5-year period with either a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science, MS degree, or a Bachelor, BS, and an MBA. So that's something that many of our students take advantage of. We also have a program, a 3+3 program that we run with the law school, where in a 6-year period, you would be able to complete both your bachelor's and your Juris Doctor, your JD in law. So those are really exciting opportunities for students who kind of have an interest in pursuing graduate coursework. Can you advance to the next slide, please? Thank you. So today I kind of want to talk a little bit about what makes the Tobin College of Business special. The first thing that I want to call out is our massive alumni network. St. John's University has over 200,000 living alumni. Tobin College of Business alone has approximately 50,000 living alumni. Many of them live in New York State and the surrounding areas. What does that mean for you if you come to St. John's as a student? It means that we have this massive, robust local alumni network. So we're bringing in the best guest speakers. We have amazing internship opportunities available for you. When you go to look for a position, a lot of people want to stay in New York. It's the business capital of the world. You're interacting with our alumni, and they're in positions of leadership, which you'll see on the next slide. So that's a real strength of ours that I really think no other university can say. Experiential learning is something that we do really well. Every school you talk to is going to say they do experiential learning. It's kind of a buzzword in higher education, but experiential learning is something that we do better and we've done longer than anybody else. One of our signature programs is our Executive in Residence program, or our Tobin Consulting Group. This is something that we've been doing for over 50 years. We have students act as consultants working on high-level managerial concerns for real companies and nonprofit organizations. We have a volunteer income tax assistance program where our students undergo IRS training and tax certification, tax preparation certification, and they work with low-income, limited English-speaking, and disabled taxpayers. We have a student-managed investment fund. Our undergraduate fund is managing over $8 million. Our graduate component of that is managing around $5 million. So altogether, our students are actually managing over $13 million of real money. It's around the 15th largest student managed investment fund in the world. So that's kind of an exciting opportunity. And that's something that we run out of our state-of-the-art business analytics lab, where we have Bloomberg terminals, we have FactSet. It's state-of-the-art. We have the opportunity to engage in the National Student Advertising Competition, business analytics competitions. We actually host a private equity pitch competition for our finance students. We invite schools from around the country to participate. It's really exciting. That's a relatively new initiative. We just had our initial private equity competition this past year. We have a global lending opportunities for budding entrepreneurs program, where our students actually make micro loans to entrepreneurs in developing countries. And we generally have the opportunity to visit those countries. We've sent students to Vietnam to see some of the investments that they've made in local entrepreneurs. So we have experiential learning embedded in our curriculum across all our programs. It's amazing to learn by doing, and you really get your hands dirty. And it's something that we're always looking to expand. It's something that we kind of make our signature. In the Tobin College of Business, we have exceptionally small classes. I think our average class size is around 17 students. So you're never going to have any massive, like 600-person lecture halls here. Your faculty are going to know you. They're going to know your interests. They're going to help you when you're looking for internships, when you're looking for positions. So that's a nice feature here, and it's kind of what we do. We have in the Tobin College of Business, we make use of multiple campuses. We have a beautiful 100+ acre campus, as Sean said, in Queens. We also have an additional satellite campus in Manhattan, which is really close to the financial district. So it's a nice home base. Students can have the opportunity to take classes at either campus, both campus. It's very flexible in terms of scheduling. We kind of put aside days for even Queens-based students to go over there and spend a day. We also have campuses in Rome, Paris, and in Ireland as well. And the Tobin College of Business makes use of those campuses. I also want to, I don't have a button for it on the screen there, but we have recently launched the Worth Center for Professional Development. We listen to what employers say, and we try to keep our curriculum modern, cutting edge, and in line with what industry is asking for. So our students now, they have access to this Worth Center of Professional Development, where they're engaging in the skills that employers say they're looking for, the communication skills, the soft skills. We host etiquette dinners, all sorts of different events to prepare students with the skills that employers say they're looking for. And through that center, we actually host something called Mentor Place, where all of our students are paired with a successful, often alumni mentor. And that is rare for universities. We're one of only a handful of universities in the world that pair all of our students with mentors. And if you're a student in the Greenberg School of Risk Management, we actually have guaranteed internships. We have internships that are available for all students, but in those risk management, insurance, and actuarial science programs, we can actually guarantee an internship. We have very, very strong industry connections, particularly in the insurance industry. Some of those connections, if you go to the next slide, you will see we have leaders in companies really across industry. We have people in the C-suite. I believe that all of the businesses you're seeing on the screen here, our student outcomes are very, very strong. We send, as you saw on Sean's slide earlier, many students to Big Four, Deloitte, PwC, EY, KPMG. And when you're ultimately looking for a job, you will be engaging with our successful alumni base. So I'll kind of leave it at that. I'm trying to cram a lot, I know. I'll take questions at the end.
to Dr. Murphy, Dr. Kathleen Murphy from College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences.
Hi, everyone. Oh, I don't see the slides anymore. Oh, there we are. Okay, it's kind of cut off, but I'll do my best here. So thank you all for being here today. I'm going to talk about some of the offerings in the College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. So we have several undergraduate offerings. One is the Biomedical Sciences program. We have the Clinical Laboratory Sciences program, nursing, radiologic sciences, and we have what we call a 06 PharmD program. So that's a doctorate in pharmacy that is earned after the 6 years is completed. So most of our programs in the college, actually all of our programs in the college, are rigorous, heavy science-based. These include a experiential component, just like my colleague was just speaking about, but there are also research opportunities for the biomedical sciences. The clinical lab science, nursing, rad science, and PharmD programs have a clinical experience that is part of the curriculum, and it's embedded into the curriculum. So those programs, the one besides biomedical sciences, lead to preparation for licensure. So these are degree granting programs that allow students to sit for the licensure examination to become a licensed professional, either as a medical technologist, clinical laboratory scientist, as a registered nurse, a radiologic technologist, or a pharmacist. So we have very strong outcomes in our healthcare fields, and also I'll talk a little bit more about biomedical sciences. So we'll see what that could lead to. So to start with, the biomedical sciences curricula, very heavy science program, as you would expect. So the students take courses such as biology, general chemistry, organic chemistry. They take anatomy and physiology, 2 semesters of physics, but also embedded in the curricula, medical economics, U.S. healthcare delivery, and they take some math courses such as calculus and biostatistics. Interestingly, the students also are required to take some other upper level science courses like biochemistry, microbiology, pathology, and those are embedded and will help students prepare for their plans after their Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences is earned. So the outcomes for this program include students going in many, many different directions. And one of the really interesting things about this program is in the first year, the students have a seminar course which speaks to all the different areas that you can go into after you've completed your Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences. So we have professionals from all different areas come in and speak to the students. A lot of students come in thinking medical school is the first option, but we want to show you what else you can do with this degree beyond medical school, and maybe open up opportunities that you didn't even think about. And that could be things such as we've had students go to physician assistant programs. We've had them go to accelerated nursing programs. We've had students go on for their MBA in the Tobin College of Business. We've had students go on to our law school, which is amazing after this. So it's a really well-rounded curricula, which really does prepare the students to go in many, many different directions. All different types of health professions, but also outside of the health professions. Next slide. The next program I want to speak about is the Clinical Laboratory Science program. And this is a fantastic program that not a lot of students really understand before they apply to college. The best way to explain what this program is, you go to the physician, you go to your doctor's office and you get your blood drawn and they send it out. But what happens from that point? The clinical laboratory scientists are one of the professionals that do all the analysis of this. So they do, all body fluid analysis. They do blood banking, microbiology. So they are trained professionals that actually assist the medical team. They are a crucial component of the medical team, but more behind the scenes. So if you want to be involved in medicine, but maybe you don't want to be patient forward, this is a great way to be an integral part of the team, but more behind the scenes. So again, a very heavy science-based curriculum. It has microbiology and immunology and toxicology and pathology all embedded in the curriculum with anatomy and physiology. Lots of different sciences requirements during those first 3 years. Now, during the last year, including a summer, you have the summer and the last 2 semesters, the students actually have their clinical experience, their experiential learning part of this program. So they have classwork 2 days a week, and the other 3 days a week, they're actually out doing clinical rotations. So they're at the hospital labs, at diagnostic laboratories, and they are, hands-on learning during that last year. And again, it's a 4-year program that is NACLS accredited, and it leads to the ability to sit for the licensure examination. So 2 other programs we like to highlight here, the nursing program. The nursing program is a 4-year program, and this leads to eligibility to sit for the licensing exam, which for nursing is the NCLEX. The rotations for this program, so again, those clinical rotations, experiential learning, begin in the spring of junior year. So that's our 3rd year. Before that, there's lots of simulation-based learning. We have a beautiful new facility, the Health Science Center, that is on campus, and we have an amazing sim center within that building. And this is, again, a rigorous curriculum, but it leads to licensure eligibility as well. The Radiologic Sciences program allows students to become X-ray technologists. So they are the professionals who are taking the X-rays. In this program, there's 2 years of prerequisite courses and then 2 years of clinical experience. So during those last 2 years, the junior and senior years, students are in the classroom, and then they also go out on clinical rotations. So they're doing hands-on training, both again in radiologic centers, but also at the hospitals during those last 2 years. So these 2 programs are patient forward. So you are in front of the patients, you are working with the professionals in the hospitals during these structured clinical experiences. And again, the whole idea here is to prepare for licensure. And then the last program to highlight is the Doctor of Pharmacy program. So again, this is a program that is we call it a 0-6. So you come in as a pharmacy major, and in 6 years, you earn your Doctor of Pharmacy degree. So this is an accredited program. And this actually begins with, again, very heavy sciences in the beginning, the prerequisite coursework, but you do start with introductory pharmacy coursework in the very beginning. So you learn a little bit right from the get-go. But the last 4 years of the program are very structured, intensive pharmacy courses. And again, this leads to preparation for the licensure examination. We have a great pass rate last year, 90%, which was above the national average for pharmacy students. And again, the retention rate for this program is also excellent. It's about 89% for this program. And now I'm going to pass the baton so that Sean can speak about our amazing collaboration with St. George's University School of Medicine and our programs in the College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Murphy. I appreciate it. So first of all, is this not one of the more beautiful campuses that you've ever seen? So not to be confused with St. John's University, which, the majority of today's presentation is all about us, St. John's University in New York City, quite a beautiful campus ourselves. Can't say that we have a beautiful beach right next to it, but jokes aside, as Dr. Murphy mentioned, we do have a pathway program to a medical school. So St. John's University ourselves, we do not have a medical school, but we do have many students who go on to medical school typically after one of the programs that Dr. Murphy was talking with you about, those students could also major in biology or some of our other science programs as well. Many of our students go on to medical school, and this is just one of the opportunities, but this is a unique opportunity to get early admission to a medical school. You're actually applying to St. John's University and St. George University at the same time if you're interested. You have to apply to our biomedical science program with the MD pathway to St. George University. You have to be a very strong student. You have to maintain a GPA at St. John's University. You have to score a competitive score on the MCAT. I'm not going to go through all of the details about this opportunity today. I just want to share it with you and just make it clear that this opportunity exists. Again, you're applying for medical school while you're still in high school. This is a unique opportunity. It's contingent on also applying to and completing our biomedical science program with a strong GPA. This is non-binding. Students can always choose to apply to other medical schools. They can change their mind and not go to medical school. But it is a wonderful opportunity for international students in particular to get both a bachelor's in science and an MD degree. Again, with St. John's and St. George. St. George is the leader in international students doing the medical residencies and becoming doctors in the mainland United States. The St. George program is a 4-year program with 2 years, either in Grenada, which is that beautiful island picture in the Caribbean islands, the first picture that I showed you, or in the UK with your second year in Grenada, and then your clinical program or the clinical rotation part of the program would be in the mainland United States or in the UK. So they do offer clinical and ambulatory training and support in over 85 hospitals and health systems in 3 different countries. Again, the US, Canada, and the United Kingdom, the states in the United States where they're located. And that's a good brief summary of that. And now we're going to move on to James Croft from our School of Law.
Thanks, Sean. I'm James Croft. I'm the chairperson of Division of Legal Studies, and I'm going to talk to you about that program today. Sean, can we go to the next slide? Sweet. So Legal Studies is an undergraduate program that is for people who are interested in practicing law for a career, either right after college as paralegals or in other entry-level work, or as an attorney after attending law school. So our goals in legal studies are to teach the foundational skills that are equally applicable to entry-level legal practice after college or to law school. Close legal reading, legal research, legal writing, and legal analysis. We've got a 5-course required sequence in each of these skills. And one of our big selling features is that all of these courses are taught by full-time faculty, not part-time faculty, who were each practicing attorneys before coming back to St. John's to teach. I, for example, was a corporate restructuring attorney for a while before joining academia. Each of our programs are externally approved by the American Bar Association, which is the head association of American Lawyers in Charge. What that means is with your diploma, you get a paralegal credential that can be useful for gaining work after college, which is also very useful because nowadays the most common path into an American law school is after working for several years. And the last big selling feature of our program, among many, is its flexibility. We have one of the most flexible degree programs at the university. So if you're the kind of person who's thinking, I want to do law, but you're not sure what your path in college ought to be, and you're thinking maybe legal studies, maybe business, maybe a traditional pre-law liberal arts major like English or government, our degree is flexible enough to allow you to do our major and a business minor and a liberal arts minor. Next slide, please. So people who enter legal studies are generally thinking about entering the practice of law. So we have paths into the practice of law in 3 areas: as a paralegal, as a U.S. licensed attorney, or as a UK or common law solicitor. So if you come to St. John's, you do our 4-year undergraduate degree, you can enter the legal marketplace as a paralegal, which is someone who assists lawyers in performing substantive work. Couple of paths into becoming a U.S. licensed attorney. If you're not familiar, in the U.S., to become an attorney, it's typically 7 years, 4 years of college, which is what we're talking about now, plus 3 years of additional schooling at a U.S. law school. That's the most common path to becoming a U.S. attorney. For us, it would be undergraduate school at St. John's and then another law school, possibly even St. John's Law School. For those of you who are abroad, if you're in a country that has a 4-year undergraduate college degree, like an LLB, another path into the practice of law as an attorney in the U.S. is to complete that 4-year undergraduate law degree abroad where you are now, and then to come to the U.S. for a 1-year LLM, that's a Master's of Law at a U.S. law school like St. John's, and you can sit for the bar exam. And then last but not least, we actually have a pathway at St. John's into becoming a UK or other common law country solicitor. So we've got an articulation agreement. People who come to St. John's and do the 2-year associate's degree in legal studies can transfer to the University of London and complete their LLB and skip your first year. So 2-year associates, last 2 years of LLB at Goldsmiths, University of London, and then be on a path to take the solicitor's exam in the UK or another common law country. Many people who come to St. John's undergrad and aspire to be attorneys are hoping to potentially go to St. John's Law School. Everyone's welcome to apply. We also have 2 special pathway programs that allow people to sort of grease the skids for their path into St. John's Law. As Dean Rubin said earlier, we've got a 3+3 program, and that's with many different majors, including legal studies and including business, where you can enter law school a year early and have your first year of law school double counted as both your first year of law school and your last year of college, thereby completing 7 years of education in 6. And additionally, we have the Red Storm Scholars Program. So to enter law school in the U.S., you have to take a standardized test. The most common standardized test is the LSAT, the Law School Admissions Test. For students who do very, very well on the SAT or ACT, which is the test to get into college, not law school, there's a path to enter St. John's Law School without taking the LSAT. So those are our 2 special pathways from St. John's undergrad into St. John's Law School. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Sean, you're muted.
I am muted. That's right. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, James. I appreciate it. We're also joined by my colleague, Fazil Keshtkar, from our computer science programs. Thank you, Fazil.
You're welcome. Can you hear me, Sean?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. My name is Fazil. I'm going to be professor in September of computer science. I'm also a director of master program in computer science and AI and data science. So I'm going to talk briefly about our program. We have 3 ABET accreditation program degree in our department, which is located in the College of Professional Studies. So BS in computer science, bachelor in cybersecurity system, and bachelor in information technology, which all of them are accredited by ABET. So we almost finish our 5 years period, and then next year we're going to for a renewal. So it's a well-established program. And next slide, please. So I believe most of you know about ABET. ABET is the Accreditation Board of Engineering and Technology. is globally recognized, and is, in summary, I'm not going to read all of them. They make sure that the program they are a member follow the standard of the latest technology, theory, computation, and so on and so forth to be aligned with the ABET board of directors. So that's, of course, part of the ABET program to have a qualified faculties. Accreditation assured that programs meet the quality standard of the professional for graduates. So they meet all the requirements for the graduation, and they visit every few years, every 3-4 years, to see the program is aligned with the ABET accreditation. Next, please. So we have in computer science, we prepare them, of course, for programming, system analyst, software developer, and anywhere needed computer science or programming, or in terms of information technology for networking, for cybersecurity, and which is very high demand program in everywhere in most of the organization. The student also gain excellent preparation for graduate school in computer science or data science. So here I'd like to mention we have 3 master program. Master of AI and Data Science, which is recently I established, Master of Computer Science, and Master of Cybersecurity. So our students have a chance to have an accelerated program 4+1. So during their undergraduate program, they take 4 master courses, and then after 1 year, they can finish their master program in 5 years. So we have this accelerated program for all our programs for computer science and data science. Also, we're gonna have for cybersecurity. So the topic we cover based on our ABET accreditation is algorithm complexity, computer science theory, and software development. I'm not gonna read all of them. Sean told me to make it short. Operating system, as you see, most of the fundamental course in computer science and IT and cybersecurity. So we also have mathematics and cybersecurity courses. Also, we have other courses that like statistics, probability, and so on and so forth. So these are the list of courses that we teach in our program. So computer programming, known as computer science 1 and 2, data structure, advanced data structure, software engineering, OS, and theory of computing, security and cryptography, and networking. Next, please. And more courses, we have additional courses in theory and computing, like theory of computation, finite automata, analysis of algorithm, and so on and so forth. And also we have more 6 additional credits, like introduction to artificial intelligence, natural language processing, and machine learning. We also support internship. We have internship for a student who likes to do internship. Next, please. So we have the AI badge, artificial intelligence badge. So if a student take these courses, so we give them the AI badge that they put in their LinkedIn or anywhere, or CV. And also we have minor in AI for non-computer science student. So if the non-computer science student take these courses, programming 1 and 2, data structure, and AI, so we give them AI, minor in AI for those non-computer science students. So like cybersecurity, IT, or other programs. Next, please. So we also offer a math in our department. So mathematics course like calculus 1, 2, probability analysis 1 and 2, the structure. We also have science courses like biology, chemistry, and physics. We have 2 additional advanced math courses like calculus 3 and differential equation and number theory and logics. So those courses are part of our required courses, and those are more advanced courses. Next, please. So we have also a very good ACM chapter for a student that they are very active. They also have weekly meeting, gathering, socializing, working together, inviting speakers, and they have hackathon clubs and so on and so forth. That the students are very active in this club, and they have hands-on experience through the lab and project. They work together in connecting with industry and so on and so forth. So this chapter is really help a student to find job, to find connection, networking, and prepare their resume and collaborate with each other and improve their skills. Next page, John. We also have a robotic labs that you see our robots. So the student can play with robots, program with them, and do make fun with them, and in terms of coding and program. Sean, do you have anything else? Oh, we also provide mentoring and tutoring for our students during the semester. So 2-3 students are going to be mentor a student or tutoring. If they have an issue in programming, coding, we have a few hours per week that the student come and take a tutoring. Thank you so much, Sean. So I think I'm done.
Thank you, Fazal. I appreciate it. It's worth noting that freshman advising is available for all of our students across all of our colleges, and there is mentoring available for all students as well. Okay, so the last subject and majors that we're going to talk about today is psychology. Until now, all of our programs have really been I would say the main professional program offering. Psychology is growing in popularity. We get more and more applications every year, and this is a professional degree as well, so we thought it would be interesting to include it here, again, with more applications coming in for psychology. So we've got a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology program. Unfortunately, the professors who helped work on this presentation weren't available today. So I'm going to cover it. Understanding human behavior is the main point of psychology. We'll look at social, developmental, and abnormal psychology, personality and cognitive psychology as well. We'll be using, many research methods and statistics, so it'll be quantitative as well. And really, we're getting down to learning about how people think, feel, and act. There are several program opportunities. So the main program that I'm talking about today is a 4-year bachelor's program, a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. We also have a master's in psychology, a master's in school psychology, and a forensic psychology certificate program. We also have a dual degree program similar to some of the programs that my colleagues discussed earlier, where students can earn a bachelor's and a master's in 5 years total. And then we've got a school psychology, Psych D program, as well as a clinical psychology PhD. So really, it is hands-on experience. As you've heard from many of my colleagues, many of the programs at St. John's University will be hands-on. You'll be getting to work, working with real companies. And in our psychology program, it's no different. Students will be doing research projects, collaborating directly with their professors on academic research. You'll have the opportunity to attend conferences and present your findings. Internship experience is always a big part of all of our programs here at St. John's University. And again, as my colleagues have said, but I will just echo, with our large living alumni network and being based in New York City, we provide excellent internship and employment placement for our students. And then we also have on-campus Center for Psychological Services, and students in the program have sort of specialized access to that center. So where can psychology take you? What are the future careers? Well, certainly mental health and counseling. I think that's the obvious career path. But what most students don't think about is that psychology can also lead to business and marketing careers. I'm personally a finance guy, and I never forget my psychology of the marketplace class. Psychology really applies to all aspects of life, and so can this program. So it can lead to many different careers. Some other ones would be in education and social services, and then research and graduate school opportunities as well. I already mentioned the 5-year bachelor's, master's pathway program. And that is the end of our presentation for today. I encourage you to please scan this QR code and register for today's event. By registering, you'll receive emails from St. John's with more information. And if you're interested in applying to St. John's, I will be happy to assist you with your application. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I will just remove the presentation from the screen for those who, because I want to add all the speakers to the screen. Thank you so much, everyone, for presenting. It was a very interesting one. I really appreciate that. And yes, we have a Q&A session, and I think we have a lot of interesting questions that I'm also eager to know the answer to. So I suppose that Sean is gonna spread who is gonna answer what. I'm just gonna put them on the screen. So one of the first question, and I think that is gonna be for James. So is doing masters in law in the US possible with a foreign bachelor degree in politics?
That is a good question. I believe the answer is no. Don't quote me on that. If you want to get good information about that, I would do two things. I would reach out to the law school, the International Admissions Office at the law school. They'll know the answer to that. Also, you can look at the Board of Law Examiners webpage, BOLE. They'll say that. But the quick answer is, my understanding is no. You have to have a degree from an international country that would qualify you to become an attorney in that country. So your typical undergraduate politics degree, I believe, will not suffice if you want to come to the U.S. and get an LLM and then become a U.S. licensed attorney.
Great. Thank you, James.
Yep.
It hurt, but it's sincere. Okay. Thank you. The next one: are there healthcare professions that are more accessible to international students than others? Does perfusionist degree has a future? What is the best way to find research internships or shadowing opportunities? I think that's for Dr. Kathleen.
Hi, yeah. So, well, I hear myself. Okay, so is there a way we can stop the echo? Because it's really awful. Okay, that's better. Thank you so much. So as far as internships and research and shadowing, in some of our majors, there are clinical rotations embedded in the major. So that is the best way for the students to actually experience those hands-on opportunities. For research, many of the students that are in biomedical sciences are interested in research, and they do have the opportunity to do a research elective course during their senior year, which is a fantastic opportunity. As far as shadowing, that becomes a little bit more difficult. And after 2020, with the epidemic, it absolutely became even more challenging. It was challenging before that. It's even more challenging now. So the best way to do this, the hospitals really, unfortunately, it's kind of a no at this point, but I do have students who are successful with their own physicians. You know, whoever you see as your family physician, if you go speak to them and say, I'm interested in this profession, a lot of times they'll say, come on in and shadow me in my own office, because they already have that personal connection with that student. So I usually tell the students to speak to their own medical team first, and sometimes that's the best way to just get your foot in the door by your personal connections. But as far as research and actually internships, which are not called internships in our college, they're clinical experiences, that's also already embedded in the curriculum.
Thank you, Dr. Kathleen. I think the next question is also for you. There is a similar one. Hello, are there any scholarships for a bachelor degree in medicine? And
so we don't have bachelor's degrees in medicine in the United States. So this is an advanced degree in the United States. The bachelor's degree would be earned in, it really could be in any major that satisfies the prerequisites for our medical schools. So many students choose a more traditional science pathway like biomedical sciences or biology, but we've also had students go on to medical schools with like a psychology degree. They just need to take some extra courses that, would be the prerequisites for the medical schools. And usually those are the chemistries, organic chemistries, physics, calculus, psychology is important, and sociology. So those courses the students take as part of their undergraduate bachelor's degree to help prepare them for the MCAT which is the entrance exam for medical school, and then to be able to apply to the medical schools.
And I would just chime in real quick. Scholarship opportunities are available for all applicants to all of our bachelor's programs at St. John's University. If admitted to St. John's University as an international student, it is extremely likely that you'll be awarded a large partial scholarship offer ranging from approximately 1/3 to 2/3 of our annual tuition.
Okay, that's very hopeful, and that's a lot. We would say that. Thank you. The next question: do PhD studies need one to have published papers? So, Sean, you choose who answer that question.
To be honest, I don't know the answer, and I don't know who's best to answer it.
Yeah, if someone would like to unmute themselves and answer that, we would be happy.
I can say something. We have a master program. It is not required based on our program, but we encourage them for our master. A student publish at least a paper if they have a thesis or dissertation. So it's good for them. It's good for their to defend their thesis. But for PhD, I believe most program they expect a student PhD student at least submit a paper or something in a conference or journal. Usually, when I was a PhD student, it was required 2 papers to publish this in conferences. So usually it is, but I don't know about the St. John's or PhD programs. Thank you.
So, as I work for our Office of International Mission for our undergraduate programs only, as I said, I don't know the answer, but you can contact our graduate admission office that also handles, PhD applications, and you can contact them at gradhelp@stjohns.edu, and Saint is just ST, so abbreviated. Again, that's grad, like graduate, help@stjohns.edu.
Thank you, Sean. You can also add that in the chat, and we can eventually share that with the students. I think that's going to be helpful. And thank you, Fazal, for the answer. Okay, the next question is: I suppose the person meant I'm interested in teaching assistantship jobs in health masters. How competitive admission to those positions is? I suppose that was the question. Is that a question for Dr. Kathleen? Or health masters? I'm not sure what would be that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either what the health masters. I'm assuming they mean maybe teaching health, I believe. So that would be more of a School of Ed question. But have we had students in the health sciences go on for a master's in education? Absolutely. That is definitely one of the pathways that I've seen even biomedical science students go in that direction. So I can't speak for the School of Ed, but I know that that is part of the curriculum. As far as if they're teaching, they have to have teaching experience, and I believe they work with them. But again, I'm not the School of Ed person, but I do know of students in our programs who have gone on to teaching careers after their science degree.
Great, thank you so much. The next question is from Medina. I'm Medina, a high school student from Turkmenistan. I'm currently working on an independent neuroscience research project and would love to gain more research experience and the continuation. I was wondering if you have any advice on how students like me can connect with professors. That was the continuation. So I'll put the first part here. Independent neuroscience research project. I would love to gain more research experience. So yes, she's interested how she can connect with the professors.
I'll jump in and just say, sorry, I'm hearing a bad echo now. Oh, it's better. Okay, so if we've got a really nice web page with very beautiful descriptions of all our programs, and on almost every program there is a professor contact. You are welcome to reach out to these professors and ask them more about their programs. Actually gaining research experience with one of our professors would entail you applying to one of our programs, coming to St. John's as a student, and there will be many research opportunities for you. So I'll share that link again in the slides, and you're more than welcome to reach out to the professor, from the program that most closely matches your research.
Great, makes sense. Thank you, Sean. Good. Then we move to the next question, which is very often addressed by our student. What classes taken in high school provide the skills and information to choose law? So I think that's one for James.
Yeah. So the skills that you need the most to succeed in the study of law are the ability to read closely and the ability to write clearly. So if you have discretion in the courses you take in high school and you're trying to point yourself in the direction of law, I would say as much dense reading as possible and as much writing as possible. So that's the short answer.
Sure. I loved it. Thank you so much. I think we would say the same as advisors. Thank you. Okay, the next question. What key experience or quality in an international applicant's profile makes them truly stand out to the admission committee for these competitive majors? I mean, that's a general question, so it can be applied to any of those majors the professors are representing. So you choose.
I mean, as an admission counselor, I'm reviewing applications, so I think I'll just go ahead and answer this one myself. We're looking for well-rounded students who, clearly fit with the St. John's mission. And I think that's key when you're applying to any university. Do a little bit of research on the university. Why was the university founded? What is their mission, right? And would you fit in there, and express that throughout your application. Now, that said, for these competitive majors and for most majors and most applicants, the thing that we are really looking at the most and we need to see is that you're a good student. I'm just going to be honest with you. We are looking at your grades from high school, and then we are more specifically looking at grades from classes that relate directly to the major that you're applying to. For a lot of these majors, that class would be your math classes, right? So for business, also for computer science, we're looking more closely at your math grades. Your overall grades are still the most important thing, however. For a lot of Dr. Murphy's health-related programs, we're looking at your science courses. We need to see that you're strong in biology and chemistry for a lot of those programs. And as James mentioned, for legal studies, we might look more closely at reading and writing ability. We are SAT optional, so we do not require the SAT exam. However, if you submit it, it can help the application. Again, it is not required. It doesn't hurt to not submit it. But yeah, we might look more closely at the English section of that should you apply to a legal program.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sean. And there's a question that is somehow related to to the courses you have specified. So what are the main majors and professions for someone who knows biology and chemistry? And I think Dr. Kathleen shared some examples, but maybe, I don't know, maybe just reminding them once more.
Sure. There are so many majors that include biology and chemistry as part of the curriculum. Something like biology, biomedical sciences. But really, I think what you definitely should do is take a look at the link that Sean provided. A lot of the links will describe the actual curricula, the courses that you take, the outcomes. So it'll really give you an idea of whether or not those interests of biology and chemistry are embedded in the curriculum. And that's really important because, although they're part of the curriculum, what do you want to do beyond that? Do you want to go on for a master's in biology or neuroscience or, in any of the health science professions or professional schools? So, what is your ultimate goal? But also something like biomedical sciences does have that embedded course in the first year of study that actually will talk to the students about what can you do with a biomedical sciences degree, because it's very open-ended. There's so many different pathways you can take. Do you want to go to medical school? Do you want to go on to St. George's, or do you want to just continue into a physician assistant program, or do you want to do research? So I would take a look at that programs and majors page on stjohns.edu and just browse, and it actually breaks it up by the type of program. So you can look at science, you can look at health professions, and it's a great way to just explore. And I think that's really the best place to start with that.
Thank you so much. Dr. Kathleen, I think I have another question here for you. What advice would you give an international student who wants to prepare for medical school while completing an undergraduate degree in the US?
That's a great question. So from the get-go, know that you have to focus on your academics. Now, we all want you to come to school and enjoy yourself while you're here, and that's a big part of it, because the medical schools do look at a well-rounded individual. But the first thing that they're looking at before anything else is strong grades. So these courses are very rigorous. So you have to know going in that you have to really give it 100%, utilize all the resources that St. John's offers, the tutoring resources, the writing center, all of those things that are available to help students succeed. Very, very important. But you also have to make sure that you have strong grades in all those prerequisite courses, strong grades overall in your overall GPA. And then while you're here, you want to be active. You want to do some volunteer activities. And again, if you look at the mission of St. John's, this is embedded into our mission. So it's very important that you utilize everything that St. John's has to offer, because they do want to see a well-rounded individual. If you're able to do some research while you're here, fantastic, that helps. But they're going to look at your overall resume, and they also want to see a strong MCAT score. So again, doing well in those prerequisite courses and making sure that you're preparing yourself for that entrance exam is really important.
Thank you so much. A question which I think is good for Dan: how feasible is it in U.S. university to transition from studying foreign languages with a minor in logistics to fields like business or education?
It is entirely feasible. We have international management as a major language, or skill in foreign language is a major benefit to go into that. But really any area in business and logistics, I mean, in our management program, we have courses in supply chain management. Our dean is a supply chain guy. So logistics is something that translates naturally to, for instance, supply chain management. So entirely feasible. And actually, I think you have an advantage going into business with that type of a background in many ways.
Thank you. And the last question we have, hello, I'm going to study international relations and law. Which universities are more giving a chance with scholarships for international students? I mean, let's just talk about your institution, and I think James is a good fit to talk about law part. So, or otherwise about the scholarships, that's Sean. I mean, you decide both.
I guess I'll talk about the law part. So as you heard Dr. Murphy say about medical school, you don't need any particular major to go to medical school. Same thing with law. That said, we have, I think, one of the better pre-law programs in the country, just because it's one of the best resourced with full-time faculty to teach those foundational skills necessary to enter law school. And then I would just repeat what Sean said earlier, that no one pays sticker price. Everyone gets a very substantial scholarship. And I don't know if anyone from St. John's College is on the line, but do we have international relations at St. John's? We have international studies. I know that.
Yeah, we do offer a government and politics program. Sorry, I missed some of this. I got sort of an urgent emergency call. My apologies for that. But yeah, we have international relations. We call it government and politics. And we offer very large scholarships, literally for the last 5 years to every single admitted international student. So every student that's been admitted from overseas has received at least 1/3 of our tuition reduced through scholarship.
That's great. Thank you so much. We are done with all the questions, and I'm so thankful for the presentation you have done for us today. Very detailed, and even though, I mean, that was a lot about the courses and what St. John is offering, in many cases that overlaps with the politic of all the other institutions and universities in the States. If you have something specific, let's say, I don't know, medical, law, or even business, definitely there are some things you should definitely ask the admission commission to. So if you are now researching your options, you definitely can outreach to us. Education USA regional team will be happy to have a consultation with you. And in case if you want to, I don't know, outreach specifically St. John, let us know. We'll gladly do that. Thanks so much to all the speakers that have been with us today. I am very excited that there have been so many of you and everyone had the chance to speak. That was super important for me. And thank you for your expertise, for this nice presentation, and for your awesome advices. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
And
Alina.
for all the rest that have been with us till now, thank you so much for watching us. There is going to be a recording after that, so you'll be able to watch us later on our main YouTube page. And if you want to follow us for other events that we're going to hold, please subscribe to this YouTube page. And yes, stay tuned for all our future events. Thanks again, and have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.